That's a massive protest, you see. An estimated 100,000 people turned up for it. It's almost like 25% of the country's population was there. And that's also why it's so interesting. Now, this is a protest that took place in Iceland, the country that is the most gender equal country in the world. And yet, on October 24, women struck work for a complete day to ask for more gender equality. And that's also why this is the story that caught my eye this week. For 14 years on the trot, Iceland has been the most gender equal country in the world. Now, the forum and a report that is put out by the World Economic Forum every year from 2006 has been giving a list of the most gender equal countries across the world. And total about 146 countries are a part of this report. Iceland has been on the top of that list every single year for 14 years. And yet, the women in Iceland struck work for 24 hours to make their voice heard. They wanted gender equality and also reduction in violence against women. So what really motivated them and what exactly happened? Now, would you believe it, but the Prime Minister of Iceland, Katrin Jakobsdottir, also joined the protest. Here she is in these photographs as well as in this video that she put out. She also joined the protest. Many in Iceland were asked, you are already at the top, so why are you protesting? So they said, we are already at the top, but this is not good enough because we still want gender equality. Now, on the Gender Gap Index, Iceland, men and women almost get the same pay for the same work that they do. The global average is somewhere in the range of 68%. India in that list has climbed up a few notches from the last year and is now at 127. These are the top 10 countries when it comes to gender equality, at least as far as pay is concerned. But Iceland is not happy with that. In fact, this is the first big protest that is taking place after 48 years. A similar protest like this took place in 1975. And at that time, women also struck work. 90% of the women workforce came out and supported that strike in Iceland. Women were striking work, and it's not just paid labor. They were also striking work when it came to unpaid labor. And by that, we mean caregiving, taking care of the house, taking care of the children in the house. And they got overwhelming support for it. In fact, the First Lady of Iceland put out an out-of-office message saying that she would be striking work and so will not be available for any meetings or official work, and she will report in the next day. This is the kind of support Iceland has seen. Even today in Iceland, which is right at the top of this list, women are paid roughly 21% lower than what men get paid. So they are striving for gender equality and pay parity. And Iceland is not just happy at being number one, it wants to make sure it improves even as it holds on to that position.